Now, when I first learned SketchUp, gluing was a concept that was a little difficult to understand. I want to show you a couple of things that help me understand the concept and make it a little more clear for you.
First, I want you to go to File, and I want you to save this file. Save this file as Chapter 3, and put it somewhere where you can access it later. The reason I had you save that was so that you can open that file when you get back to the lessons with Mike. This file now, let's go ahead and save another copy. And let's call this glue. Now that we're working in this glue file, we can do whatever we want to it and not worry that we'll mess up our house. So let's try this. Mike showed you how this window gets glued to the surface. Let's experiment here a little. Go ahead and take the Move tool, then hover over this component window on the right. Click to begin moving that window. Now notice, you can move it in the red or the blue direction, but you can't move it away from this surface in the green direction. Go ahead and move it off in white space anywhere and click to set it down. Zoom out just a bit so that you can see more of what's going on here. Now take the Push-Pull tool and push-pull this wall. We saw this a moment earlier with Mike. The window goes along with it, so hit the Escape key to set that down. Now there is an option to unglue this window. Take the Select tool and right-click on the window and select the option for Unglue. Once you've unglued the window, it doesn't appear that anything's happened yet. But try taking the Move tool and moving that window now in the green direction. Notice the window can actually go anywhere in the model now. You've unglued it from that surface or the plane of that surface. Click to set that window down. At this point, you can also take the Push-Pull tool and try push-pulling that front wall. Notice that outside window is no longer going with it. Go ahead and hit the Escape key. Now, there's one more important thing to know about gluing though. If you unglue this window, it's great. You can move it anywhere you want. You can move the wall anywhere you want. But know that when you unglue this window, one other thing occurs. And I'm going to show you this on another window in the model. Take the Select tool and right-click on this right window and select the option for Unglue. Notice something different here. When you zoom in and you look at the three other windows on the wall, they all have quite a bit of geometry for the trim, the window, and everything else that you created detail-wise. But when you see this other window, you notice that it seems like it's lost that geometry. What's actually happened here is when you unglued the window, the cutout for that window went away, and this wall became one continuous wall. Again, these three components are cutting into that wall. This fourth one is not, and you'll notice if you take the Select tool and select the wall, it highlights right through that window. Click on X-ray view mode, and you'll notice that you still have the geometry of that window intact. It's merely inside the wall. Go ahead and click X-ray view mode again. So what I've shown you is that you can unglue a window, but you do need to know that you're going to lose the cutout. So if it's important for that window to have a cutout, probably best to make sure that you keep it glued to that surface.